This right here, that's what you play for, Coach. What a remarkable season. What a remarkable Thursday night at the Rock, beating Brandon, getting that trophy. Have you slept any since the game?
Not much. Been worth it. You know, it's been a kind of a roller coaster of a weekend. A lot going on. You know, I mean, this city, they've been wanting this. They've been excited about this. You can tell just by the reaction from it. Coming home everywhere we went, my families went, our coaches went, our players went. I mean, it's something our city's been starving for, and they got a good taste of it. And only bad thing is I think they're gonna want some more going forward. You know.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. We saw the excitement at the parade Friday night, the Christmas parade, when the Waddle truck made the turn. I mean, everybody just went nuts, and that to me said this was more than just a high school. This was for the city, and the fact that you have been taking the trophy around, I think that means the world to everybody. It had been a drought, 1992, and we've had some great teams.
Absolutely.
You and I talked last week on a podcast about nobody realizes how hard it is to win a state championship or any championship. Look at the Buffalo Bills, my goodness. The Minnesota Vikings, if we're going to the NFL, and now we get to celebrate this, and you know, we may lose our minds in 50 years, but when the time comes that we're going to have a reunion, you know, everybody's going to remember how special that night was.
Absolutely. You know, we've had this opportunity the last 2 years, and you said we discussed how hard it is, but I think the last 2 years helped us get to this moment, helped us finish this moment.
Right.
We easily could have done it then, but I don't think the build-up like this and the you know, our kids have a taste in their mouth now. Our kids understand it now. They've been through it. They've been through the good and bad. I think just those lessons right there of the last 3 years have set a tone for our program going forward.
Right.
And you know, it's exciting, and you know, it's this is a testament of the last 30-something years of guys working their tail off, wanting, you know, administrators to people in the public, to players, to coaches. I mean, this is an accumulation of their hard work from 92 all the way to now, and you know, just excited for our city, excited for our school, excited for this football program, but we're not done. You know, I'm you know, the only, I ain't gonna say it's negative, is waking up the next 2 days and wanting to do it again. You know, and we'll see. I mean, our first day will be back in the weight room today, and we took Monday to clean up everything, to review everything. We're gonna get back in the weight room, and we're gonna see what we're about going forward.
And shout out to the fans. I mean, unbelievable turnout for Tupelo. But the atmosphere they created, they never sat down. They were up on their feet the whole time. The student section, I estimated about 500 to 800 people from just the students alone were there.
The sidelines could feel you.
Yeah.
I promise you that we could feel you. We fed off your energy. We could feel you. I loved how small the sidelines were. We could feel you right behind us. When JJ scored that last touchdown, when he hurdled that first group and that roar, I mean, you talking about it was Goosebump
Right.
City. It was everybody on the sideline. You know, that's what's had some fans say, I couldn't tell how loud we were. I said, we could on the sideline.
I couldn't hear through my headphones a couple times.
And when JJ made that when he made the hurdle, when he hurdled that offensive line and D line right there, and that when the stadium erupted right there, you talking about the sweetest sound I've ever heard. I mean, it was awesome. You know, it was like I said, accumulation of a long time built up in one moment for sure.
JJ, unbelievable game, shocker, right? I mean, we knew how special he was, and I think he had a little bit to play for too. We kept hearing about how great the Brandon running back is, and he is. He is a great running back. But it was JJ's night, over 200 yards, game MVP. You know, Mr. Football 7A. Show me a better player in the state.
You talking about, you know, this weekend and all throughout the season, and I hate to put the kid on a pedestal like this because he hates it, you know, and he knows what I think of him, and he can't stand it. But we're talking about some Bo Jackson-esque stories going forward, and you know, what he's going to be and what he is going to be going forward, and what he is now to the football program, to the city, and all that. Can't find a more deserving kid, but also too his teammates have, you know, helped him get to that moment too. But I mean, like, it's you know, that's what we've been. That's what we were, and that's what our team wants to be. And you know, they and you saw it Thursday night, and hopefully you see it going forward. And you know, just awesome moment for him, awesome moment for our team. And you know, there was a lot of kids that played great that game.
Absolutely.
It was a perfect script. We did exactly what we needed to do to win the game when it come to controlling the game on offense, playing good. I had one blunder on special teams, playing good on special teams, and playing elite defense. What about a kid like Braylon Williams?
Golly, unbelievable.
People, he did not practice a single
all year.
He didn't practice that week because he got a Liz Frank injury. Went out Friday night without any practice and locked down one of their best receivers. Had an interception, forced fumble. You know, there's lots of guys.
Special all
there's
year.
lots of guys on defense. I mean, our D line dominated. Our box dominated them. These big games like this, these state championship games, they're won on the line of scrimmage. They're won on the offense and defensive line. I was talking to West Point's coach and Grenada's coach the past few days, and you know, the recipe's pretty simple. Control the game, win the game up front, and that's how you got to win football games.
We said the best clock management is JJ in the fourth quarter, and the time of possession was unbelievably dominated by us. I also, you talking about the defensive line, I love the move you had moving Raylan to nose guard. That they couldn't control him.
They were not prepared for that. We had, with what they did, we had to kind of mix it up and have a little bit more speed right there and on our edges, and so we had to change up kind of what we did. Our defensive staff had a fantastic game plan, and you know, they had nothing for them really worked. And you know, we had them pegged, and you know, we felt like we had a better matchup in the box than they did. It was just our fear was tackling that running back and tackling number 3, and we did a great job of that.
It wasn't, I can't remember a missed tackle.
There wasn't many. Tackling's an attitude, and we had a good attitude going into the game. And you know, that was our guy. That was Coach Young's message, man. You got to be elite tacklers because you're tackling some elite guys, and we did a great job. But it's also easy to tackle when you're 3 yards in the backfield, you know, unblocked and running to that running back too. So that helps.
That does help. You guys won the toss, deferred. I don't know how many 3-and-outs Brandon's offense has had this year. I don't think it's been a lot, but their first 3 possessions were 3-and-out, and by the time that third one came around, we were already up 14-0.
Right. You know, it's that game could have been a blowout by us. You know, there's a lot of folks out there like, man, I probably should have kicked the field goal before halftime once or twice. But I'm going for the throat. I'm getting the game over with. That's my personality. That's what this team is. We don't care what you think.
That's what you've done all year long.
Who stopped us on 4th down?
Right.
You know, I mean, we probably, you know, Coach Ward even tell you, we probably could have ran a boot right there and Noah walked in the end zone. But we were sticking with what we do. And I told him, I said, no, we're going. He wanted to kick the field goal. I wanted to go for the throat. It is what it is. You know, could have been up 21-0, 28-0 before halftime. You know, we're up 14-0, but I felt good. You know, I mean, was I uneasy a little bit with how explosive their offense is? Yes. Was I uneasy because they had been in the moment for 2 of the last 3 years? Yes, and it was our first guys' moment. You know, but I told her, I mean, we knew, I said it after the game. I told our guys there's going to be something that bad happens to us this second half, okay? If it's officials, if it's, you know, a turnover or whatever, something's bad is going to happen. And I shouldn't have spoken into existence, but it did. But our kids responded a great way. I think one of the plays of the game folks ain't talking about is Trey McCoy's onside recovery.
Oh my gosh, stretched out like that.
You talking about a sophomore, like nobody's talking about that recovery right there. They known the surprise onside. That was the only time we weren't looking for the surprise onside. The only time. We had prepared for the surprise onside on every one of their kickoffs. And so we lined up return. We're gonna go return. We're lined up for the onside. And that time well, they've been kicking it deep and covering us really good. We're gonna line up for the return. We lined up for return. They kicked the onside kick, and he made a heck of a play.
He couldn't have stretched any.
Stretched out. Took a shot too. Man, it was awesome.
And they had gotten some momentum, obviously. So that was a huge play. You knew they were going to make a run. They did. But we answered every single time. And, hey, let's not forget Noah had some big runs.
Noah's run on that when he pulled it right there on the right there in the red zone, man, those two plays right there.
Yeah.
Those two plays were two of the bigger plays of the game. Obviously the fourth down, third down stop on Brandon's last drive before we scored the last touchdown was a big play by Chris Ivey and Ja'Kylan Patton. That was another huge play right there. There's a lot of key plays in the game.
I don't think there was a player who didn't have a key play defensively.
Right. There's a lot of kids played great. We played total team effort football. Our kids had fun. Our kids embraced the moment. I mean, they were prepared. Our whole mindset on Wednesday. I know I text our coaches Wednesday morning. I said, guys, I've been uptight all week. I apologize. Let's let loose and have fun the rest of the way because we might not ever get this moment again. You never know if you're ever going to get this moment. And we just had fun with it after that. I had fun with it Thursday night. And our kids had fun. I think they fed off us coaches. And it was just good energy. And, that's how you got to win games. You can't play uptight. You got to go out there and enjoy it. This game's so fun. And it was a blast Thursday night.
I don't think you realized all the extra work you had to do, especially Monday and Tuesday. You were blowing and going. I mean, credentialing, taking care of your staff, all the meetings that you had to be involved with, the media. I mean, it was so much. And I remember asking you, are you going to get to even coach this week? And you laughed. But until you go through it, you really don't know what to expect from that administrative side that you had to handle.
Well, that's a testament to our coaching staff of handling the X's and O's for that week.
Yeah.
I trust them. I tell people all the time, I'm just the guy trying not to wreck the bus. I mean, I got coaches that are a lot smarter than me, coach football a lot better than me. I'm just privileged to be in a leadership position where I get to be an assistant to them. And that's what I want to be, they work their tail off. All of them could be head coaches, and it's just they make my job easy, and they set me up in a situation where I can handle that stuff.
Right.
And then get to do some X's and O's when I'm free. And so, but it was, exactly. You don't know until you do it. But yeah, definitely nerve-wracking at the beginning of the week of like, man, can I even get to practice and having to do some of this stuff? But it's all worth it for sure.
Now it's All-Star season. You got this weekend and next weekend. What's that like?
A quick turnaround from the game, and you got two players. You got Mason Waddle and Noah Gillen going to play in the Mississippi-Alabama game, the biggest game in the state. They're going to travel down to Mobile. Leave this morning to go down to Mobile and practice with the best of the best. Us as a coaching staff will go down Friday morning, get to watch them practice and play and all that. And then the following week we got the North-South game, a game that I'm coaching in, and we've got Malachi Gillen and Julian Jacoby playing in that game. So it will be a all-week deal that week, and just like you said, I hadn't been able to shut it off yet. Won't be able to shut it off. You're going to try to have fun with it. Might as well try to have fun with it. Like I said, I'm fortunate enough to get to coach in that game with some guys that have won a state championship this year. One guy from the north, two guys from the south. I mean, it's a good camaraderie, networking type of thing, and let the kids have their they get to play their last high school football game.
Right.
And so that's what's awesome about it.
Hey, you talk about the North. Unbelievable job by the
5-2.
northern part of the state. Yeah,
You know.
5-2.
And a shout out to a guy down in Heidelberg, Daryl Carter, that coached here. Was the head coach at Shannon for a long time. You know, he left Shannon to Heidelberg. I mean, he won. He's one of the South teams that won it. So, I mean, pretty awesome job right there for sure.
These are special. Coach, 14-0, unbelievable year.
The only undefeated team in the state of Mississippi.
Only undefeated team in the state of Mississippi. It's been a long year, but it was also a fast year.
It was fast.
It's hard to believe we're sitting here, and 14 games is a lot of football.
It's a lot of football. It's a lot of football. A lot of kids are beat up, banged up, tired right now. You know, it's you know, there's, you know, but we're here. We're here, and the Lord blessed us with our health and our mental health, you know, through this part of the season. And you know, we can't thank God enough for blessing us for sure.
Again, congratulations. Thank you all for tuning in every week. We had to do this show. We've never done a postseason one, but you can't win a state championship and not show this beauty off. And it was so much fun. And man, winning like that it's something that these guys will never, ever forget. Also want to thank Ryan Kuhn behind the scenes for directing and producing and filming and doing all the editing for this. It's been a fun year, and goodness, get some rest because I'm ready for next year already.
Thank you, Tupelo. I mean, we live in the best city, the best school, best program. You know, it's our mentality. A lot of folks out there wish they were us. And thank you. Don't ever change, and we're excited about the future.
For Ty Harden, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron Takes.